Hey there, gorgeous. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for October 22nd, 2021, also being timeless. Wherever you're catching this in time, it could be relevant to a new cycle that's going on in your life, to the events. Either that or it can be completely out of left field, not make any sense, and you're looking at me like I have three heads. All is welcome, honestly. Stick around, see what's up. This is general collective. It's not going to make sense to everybody, and if it does, I hope it is a good message. If you have questions about booking a private session, first off, reach out in the email address provided. Reach out on the social platforms. I have a lot of services and, well, see what might be right for you. Let's see where this is going. I'm not pulled to this deck yet. I'm shuffling it. Resilience. Aren't you tired of hearing that? I sincerely hope that not everybody keeps telling you over and over and over again just how strong you are, how brave you are, how resilient you are. I hope that soon you are just able to rest and relax and not have to hear all of that. It's great. I'm proud of you. But that in itself, always hearing that, it's exhausting. You've been through a lot. Yes, you're resilient. Yes, you're strong. But at some point, you need to not have something to always be strong for or against, for God's sakes. So I feel like what's going on here is you seeing this entire mess of what you had to carry on your back. You just had to trust yourself that you could bear the load. There's a lot of action being taken around this. This moon is growing. This is becoming something that needs to be released. These are blocks, these are hurdles. Something new is coming to life, and it's something that you have to kind of take a leap into. It's very cosmic. Look at this transition, really. Honestly, look at this weight on the back, and then you turn your back on this weight that you've had to carry for God knows how long. This must have been growing, because there's no way that this could have happened overnight or in the span of weeks or months or even years. This has had to have been an excruciatingly long time. It has had to have been part of your makeup. So what I'm seeing here is looking at what you need to potentially start releasing with this. And it kind of looks like a nest egg. It kind of looks like a safe fallback for you. Just because you can rely on something doesn't mean that it's good for you. Just getting the job done, it's not going to work. This is taking a leap into the unknown, getting rid of all those blocks in front of you, taking a chance really on something. And honestly, this is cosmic. This has been growing. And now we have a situation that as this is growing, this is de-escalating. That is so funny. Not funny, but you know. So let's look into this. Let's investigate. What is this? Okay. Every time I see a red balloon and somebody ominously hanging onto it, I just go to Stephen King's It. I'm a Stephen King person. I like some of his works. A good portion. It's kind of a thing if you're from New England. It's like a prerequisite to getting in school or something. I don't know. But anyway, hey, you are coming out of the tunnel. And I feel like there's so much that you are exposed to on this. And I feel like this is going to be uplifting for you. Green corn moon. I don't even know exactly what that is. Can somebody tell me what the green corn moon is? I could totally Google it after, but I'm not sure I'll remember. So I need to relight the incense that will not stay lit. You know what? I'm just going to light an entirely new one because I'm not dealing with this right now. Ooh. All right, what's up? Hang on, just go get your coffee, go get your food. I have to do this, because if I don't, I'm going to be thinking about it. It's a thing. All right, I don't know if that's going to stay lit. Okay, pretty big. It has no other choice at this point. Okay, what is this? You're coming out of the tunnel. Honestly, there's so many ways that we could look at that. Yeah, you're being reborn. Yes, you're taking a leap into something that is cosmic and new. And it feels like an entire new way of existing with you. I think that you're going to, first off, present something. I think that there's something that you can share, and you need to put yourself on a higher soapbox to share this, but also I feel like there is encouragement in sharing this. There's some information that needs to be given out, and I think that you had to empty out your old cup of contents before, because I think that was stopping you from sharing what it is that you are expressing now. And I think that there's so many layers to you. Somebody is encouraging you to share this. Maybe it's me, maybe it's somebody in your life, but regardless, it is time for you to come forth. And it feels very calm. I don't see the instability around this. I think it's just very matter of fact. Wow. Okay. The Star card you never get unless you have been through the hellfire. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. There's a lot of choices right now. And there's a lot that you can plug your energy into. You have all the information in front of you. I don't think that you are resisting a shut off at this point in time. I think that you are taking everything that you learned and you're using it to pave a new path and light your own way. And I feel like you have already come out on the other side of this. I think that the recovery time is just about up, and that's part of the closure. This is... We have the Garden of Eden, and here we have Adam and Eve. We have the snake, transformation. I want clarification on the Lovers, because I don't feel like it is an isolated incident. The thing is, you can't unlearn all of this flushing wisdom and knowledge and hardship that you have endured. And I don't think that you bear your scars as a warning to others. I think that you bear it as a place that you, or the places that you have been, and everybody and everything that you've held on to that was potentially weighing you down and keeping you in a place that you didn't want to go, keeping you closed off. I think that you were looking at a very karmic situation in the past and focusing on that, trying to get it to expand, when there was nothing right that would get you to open this up. That was nothing right. Well, there was nothing right for you to give to this. And it was a constant criticism of you. I feel like it was a criticism of you in this situation. There was nothing that you could say or do that was enough. And you were questioning why, unable to accept any answer that was given to you. It wasn't you. It just wasn't you. And when it's not you, it could never be you for something that was not for you. Whether it's a person or a situation, you're not inferior, but you're holding on to something that was hurting you. And it took you a while to heal from this. You may be at the throes of the finishing of the healing from this. You have to be very direct and not beat around the bush, not worry about upsetting the situation or the people involved. Why did you make your voice so low? That was a very learned conditioning. So now I see that there is healing in the throat chakra. There's a 5, there's a change. And the 4 of Cups, while it's, you know, about foundations, it's about grounding, stability, all of that, I'm really looking at the throat chakra with this. There might be an agitation that's going on with you right now. Oy. And then we have the 5 right here. So something is growing. We have a lot of, God. It's not emotional. I'm having a hard time with the words with this because I see that it's combative. I see that it's a challenge. I see that it's a letdown. And I see that this was what it was. And you, being who you are, defending something and making it better than what it was. Making a karmic situation, whether it's a person or an actual situation, more than what it was because you so very much saw the potential in it. The potential, while it was hurting you, became desperation. Can't you see what I see? Well, you were looking not through rose-colored glasses, and I don't think that you were naive, but you were looking from a place that was very conditioned, and it was hurt. So it's trying to rescue something that was very painful. And I think that you didn't want to look at this too, which I'm actually putting with the Lovers on this one. So the 2 cups behind this bad boy, I want to put with the Lovers, and it's the masculine and the feminine, but this was something that I feel like one overwhelmed the other in, I guess, the internal you. So focusing on this karmic and trying to take on other people's faults, pain. I didn't say false, I said faults. So whatever it was about them that you saw as wounded and wanted to rescue, nurse back to health so that they could live to be the potential, I see that that was a huge distraction from the mirroring work that you had to do inside yourself. If by healing others in other situations, it would somehow see you as healed and validate exactly how powerful and how needed and necessary you were in something. I don't want to say it was a situation. I think that it was more of a position in life that you were equating to something that was inside of you, if that makes any sense. But life had other plans for you. It wasn't going to let you live vicariously through the potential healing of something else when it had nothing to do with you, except for the mirroring of the healing that really you had to do on yourself. Their crap was not yours. It was a mirror reflect for what you had to do in you. Does that make sense? But anyway, so you are on the other side of this. You have, I think, let this cycle, this type of person, this type of situation go. So now, what is going on with you? Because, like I said at the beginning of the reading, I know that you're tired of hearing how strong and resilient you are. What are you doing right now? What does this recovery look like? A lot of 5s dominating this reading. Definitely a change. I think that you're taking full ownership of the choices in your life, wherever it was, whoever involved. And that in itself is ballsy. I think that you are cutting away to the truth of the past and everything that kept you holding on and why you held on. But I also see that whoever benefited or whatever benefited from this, it's suffering. Like it is, by even its own admission, or maybe you're not even hearing from it. I can guarantee you, whatever has lost you, it in some level is suffering because it benefited from either you're noticing it, you're helping it, your resources, and it may not have been malicious. I'm not saying that. In some cases, Absolutely. But you know exactly how toxic it was. But it's not for you to go back and rescue whatever is suffering because you're gone now. This, whatever it has been left behind, it has to stand up on its own. And you going back is only going to enable that particular person or situation even more. And again, sorry, this does not mean your children or something that you have guardianship over or something that you have a legal obligation to. I'm not saying that. This is something that was blatantly taking advantage of the situation or, again, getting resources from you. So there's a massive change and shift that is going on with that. Yes, it's suffering, but no, it's not your fault. No, it's not for you to go back and repair. Yes, it's for you to stand back and let that figure itself out. It's not for you to rescue it. So what do you need to watch out for other than the whatever the suffering party is? Hoovering. There's hoovering. There's hasty movements. There's promises of change. Let's pave our own way. And it's, again, getting sucked back into it. Don't do it. It's a lot of promises, a lot of identifications of change that is being brought to the attention. It doesn't mean that you reconnect to it. It means that you acknowledge it and let it go. And I know how hard it can be, but it's your point where you have to own that choice. And let's see. These are the cards that I'm looking at, by the way. I do feel like it's probably going to, in some way, shape, or form, either through the person or the situation or a similar situation and a similar type of person, be making a grand appearance in your life. But you have to recognize it for what it is, the familiar feelings, the familiar situations, and make the cognitive decision to not involve yourself with whatever it is. This is difficult when it plays at your heartstrings. I could be the first to admit that. Don't do it. You'll be glad that you did not involve yourself. It'll become apparent as to why immediately. All right, so yeah. Emotionally manipulative and unstable, emotionally immature, and unable to attach themselves to their true feelings. And then they're not going to rise to the occasion. And I see another letdown. I see no new information coming through. And I also see that there's no new start with this situation, this person, or similar things. So what do you have to look forward to? Let's see. For some of you, this will be a celebration. It'll be a graduation. It'll be a wedding. It'll be some sort of congratulations from life. It's awesome. I'm all for it. And let's see what else. The wheels aren't going to turn for a solid minute, and that is fine. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So it seems like a challenge, but it's honestly a redirection of passion. And honestly, I see some new information coming towards another direction. Something that is, it feels like a Garden of Eden. Something new in some other direction. It's not your obligation, but I see the passion and drive towards it. I also see that there is a graduation and celebration and moving on from whatever this, what seems to be almost an emotional, mental, or even physical prison. You're getting away from it. And it seems like it sucks at first, but also it's graduation all over the board. It's not a failure. There'll always be another chance, another opportunity, another person who will be in better compatibility for what you authentically are. And I see that this is probably going to be seen as a failure, be a sour note, and it probably already has. Trust me, there's more. I see that you're not going to foolhardily jump into something that is a huge project. That's a lot of work. You're not going to take on somebody's overwhelming life or situation. You already have everything that you need. I see something that is very considerable coming in. And I also see that there is extreme luck coming in and something that is going to involve work, discipline, but also we have the pyramids in back, and that's something that goes beyond this lifetime, honestly. And I feel like there's magic at hand, and it's divine feminine energy, which I think has been suppressed. I think that it's been incredible masculine energy, work, hitting the ground running, consistent, momentum, all that. Now it's being led with passion, compassion, nurturing, the divine feminine aspects. So let's see. Ooh. All of these, Spirit, one or two, please. One or two at a time, not the rest of the deck, because I can read all 78 cards. Doesn't mean I want to. We have a new journey that you're going on. You have the sun on the horizon. It's leading you to your happiness. I feel there's something that is divine feminine energy coming your way. It feels very emotional. It feels fulfilling. And it also feels like it can adapt to any situation. But this is going to take time. Not just approaching you, but unfolding events. And then this is also soulmate energy. But you have a choice. Where you feel like you have no choice, you actually have the biggest choice. Involve yourself or not. And I see that you will, because this is something that is in line and balanced with you. It is security and passion feeding the solar plexus chakra and not feeding into, I guess, your emotional or somebody's emotional state. They're not going to get lost in that. They're going to be very disciplined and watch and see exactly what is unfolding. So it's slow moving action. You're not going to take just anything. It's taken you a long time to heal. You're not going to get lost again. Passion and getting lost in it, two very separate things. I feel like I'm not ready to end this reading, though. Okay. Going back to this Two of Swords energy. There's an investment that you have to make. It's an entirely new cycle. Grounding energy. Now I feel like I have to end the reading. I feel like there's nothing more to be gained from this. It's an investment and you have a choice to make. You have an entirely new world at hand. And it's time that you invest in something that is more authentically in alignment with you. And it's actually a lot better than what was. Tons of healing all over the board. I really hope that this made sense. Anyways, I will talk to you very soon. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and just know that you are greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. Hey there, beautiful. If you found your way across this, chances are you need a mini message. So it's general collective. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. If you have found your way across this, it's probably for you. But if it doesn't resonate, just go about your day. All is well. Let's see what is up. Somebody's emotionally unhinged. I got it. Somebody's a little upset, feeling a little rejected. That was that right underneath it. But honestly, it felt like it needed to come out. What's this? Ugh. You're facing a lot of challenges. You're ready to break something. First off, don't, unless you're in a safe spot. But listen, you're closing off whatever this is. The reason why you're feeling change beyond your control is because this is the tying off of some sort of baggage. And it's not going to happen overnight. This has been evolving to this pivot point for quite some time. It's excruciating. I see the anxiety, but it's not quite at the end, which is where we're wondering, how much longer can this go? Well, we're going to find out. Once you recognize this for what it is, I do see that you will be taking your choice back. This is all choice, and I don't see that you are going back on anything. I don't see that you are willingly going back to the very thing that made you so resistant for so long. I don't ever want you to put yourself in a tolerance position with whatever BS this was trying to sell you, because, oh, sweet Jesus, did you hate it? Did you hate this aspect of the situation and yourself and what was tolerating it? No. But this is not a punishment. What you're facing right now is not a punishment. This is solidifying you getting away from whatever this cycle is, whatever this challenge is. You have to recognize this for the closure that it is. I don't want you to go back, and you're not going to go back. This is the choice. If you start trying to put yourself in whatever this confined space is or mindset is again, you're going to, first off, hate it. You're going to recognize this for the ever revolving or ever cycling situation. And I see you doing a dead shot out of it, like sprint. But what I'm seeing here is recognize this, recognize the pain, recognize that the feeling that you don't want to go back to, it's closing the door right now. Everything is changing outside of your control because it is the door closing something that you're never meant to go back to. I really hope that this made sense. It feels ending of a vicious, painful, annoying cycle. Take 2. If you are coming across this, chances are you need a message from saints and angels. You hear this scraping all over my Merlin's desk? Okay. What do you need to know? Peaceful. That's nice. Something is returning to land. Something is grounding, and thank goodness. Pause. Peaceful and pause, and then we have triumph. You found it, and vision. Okay. So chances are, if you have stumbled your glorious way across this, you're experiencing a time of reflection. I don't see loneliness as being part of it. I don't see pain as being part of it. I think it feels as though you're taking kind of a nap with this. It feels restful, recharging, and it also feels like a lot of epiphany, aha moments. There's been a huge change that has been occurring, and now it's clicking into place with mindsets, with clues from the past. And I also feel like this is some little tidbit of information that is making a lot of stories just connect all over the board. It makes sense now why something has happened. So I think that it's a time of overcoming and also a time of self-discovery. And I think that this is more of an emotional empowerment and standpoint rather than why something seems so effed up. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's not effed up. I think that what you walked away from, whether it was a situation or a relationship, we'll call it a situationship. Yeah. This is the aha epiphany moment, like where you were at that point in time, the mindset, the wounds. I feel like this is all coming clear right now. I think that you've grown beyond this, and now you can in a healthy manner, look back, and it kind of feels like you're a different person if I don't, if I'm not completely lost on this, and I don't feel that I am. I feel like you are recognizing how much of a completely different person you have become. And I think that this is empowerment, assuredness, and it actually feels like this is the most authentic that you have come to be, like that you've been able to be. And I think that you're still evolving into this truer form of self. But now it's like, oh my God, I've grown so much. And you want to, you really have. You got to keep going on this road. You're doing amazing. Can't wait to see what this all turns into. Stay safe, have fun. So if you are coming across this, chances are we need a message from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I'm so proud that I'm remembering that name because I kept saying the Moon Oracle, I could not remember the name. So if you found your way across this, my dear, it's time to accept something. Accept purity. Okay, sure. Different ways of looking at that, but sure. Let's see what's up. Woo! Wow, this is going to be an interesting collective read. I can already tell. Definitely watch this batch of mini reads with the collective read. It's going to be October 22nd, 2021. So this is really cool. Okay, fruition. Wow. And the final one is going to be focus. Oh, I cannot love this enough. The focus that you are drawing in on yourself. Baby, you take up space. You have, well, you take up space. You are noticeable. You stand out. You know what? You may even be looking for attention, but when I say that to you, what is your initial reaction? Do you recoil away from it? I mean, does it make you constrict as though you're a snake swirling up? No, it shouldn't. But I feel like that is probably a little bit of a trigger that you need to look at, because with what's been changing and the acceptance and the love that you've been expressing in yourself and who you're becoming, I feel like this is bringing up an old wound of you just wanting people to look at you and just wanting attention. None of this is being real. You're fake and you're just putting on a show for everybody. That's the feeling that I have in this trigger. And again, this couldn't be any further from the truth. Yeah, people are going to look at you because you are noticeable, because you take up space, not because you're fake. This is somebody else's insecurity projected right at you. And I hate it, but you know what? I understand where you would freak out about this. This isn't something that you are authentically carrying. This has been something that has been pressed on you. And now you're seeing yourself for the gem that you truly are, for the empowerment that you are, exactly the effect that you can have, not only on yourself, but in the world that you live in. This is a wave that moves out, and this is all part of you. And it's really something to embrace. So it's a time of seeing yourself for the true magic that you are and letting this grow and come to fruition. The purification is not that you are an infallible human. Trust me, you're flawed. We're all flawed. We're all here. It's a learning. It's the toughest education possible. But what I'm seeing with you is the purification is getting all of those external voices out of your head and calling them your own and seeing them for all the insecure projections that they were. That's all it was. It was insecure projected right at you. And this was something that tried to make you feel as small as the person who was saying them to you felt. This person really held on to their insecurities in the most fashionable way and projected them on not only to you but others, but it was masked enough to where it actually led people to believe that it was actually them who should be the insecure one. So I want you to think about who has actually said this to you in your life. And I gotta tell you, with every fiber of my being, I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's your parents. I don't care if it's your siblings. I don't care if it's your lifelong friend or your partner. It doesn't matter who said them. The point is somebody who you really loved and cared about and held into a really high standard said this to you. And you took it on as your own because you were going through a programming stage at that time. This became part of your programming. But now you're getting to a point in realization that these were all add-ons that you did not need. This was not part of your original makeup. Somebody putting this onto you. So, in recognizing that, it doesn't make it any easier. I want to say that. But it actually gets you to be mindful in the moment and the constant check, because you'll see how this fueled into so many aspects of you and what came out of you in life. And you'll be able to identify it for what it is, who it is, and you'll be able to peel it back. But then when you peel it back, there's something new underneath that you need to discover. What is the authentic you? And that's you at that point in time, bringing it back to the now. So this is going through a growth spurt in catching where you were stunted at the time, if that makes sense. So there's going to be a lot of interesting emotions that come up with this, but it needs to come up. It needs to come to fruition so that it can be released. And then what's after that is the true wisdom and empowerment of you and the true authentic self of you. So while I'm spewing all that out, I genuinely hope that this made sense, because this is a lot of hard mental and emotional work, but it's essential for you. and your effectiveness, not only for yourself, but in what you do while you are here. So I hope that that made sense. Let me know. Hey, if you found your way across this, we are going to be getting a message from either a main guide or a loved one who has crossed over. So listen with an open heart and an open mind. And what do we have here? Okay. So go ahead, pause and read if you don't want to hear me. And now you must hang out and listen to the end, or scroll along. I don't know. Go by your thing. So listen with an open heart and an open mind. Hold this energy in the forefront of your mind. This just slid off top. All right. I'm going to read these two. It was normally one, but one just completely isolated itself. So I'm going to take it because it was kind of perfect. So, did you know that when you stop fighting and accept everything, oh dear God, watch the entire batch of these mini reads that pop up. Listen to the Daily Insight on Life and Love for October 22nd, 2021, also being timeless. I already know that this is going to be one excruciatingly long read. Okay. So did you know that when you stop fighting and accept everything exactly as it is right now, miracles start to happen? There is a freedom in this kind of radical acceptance, of letting go of unrealistic expectations and see things as they really are, not how you like them to be. You'd be surprised by how everything seems to fall into place. When you refuse to accept things, life gets messy, you act messy, and the world stays in chaos, tension, and disarray. Don't try and force a change or manipulate circumstances. Instead, learn about what's in front of you and face it with your eyes fully open. Then you can decide to stay or go, sink or swim, move or stay still. Acceptance is the key to freedom and opens the door to the real opportunities waiting to be discovered. Set yourself and others free. A rigid tree branch breaks under strong winds. Yet flexible seaweed survives powerful ocean swells. Right now, we gently remind you that being flexible is a good choice when being faced with life's challenges. Surrender your fixed ideas to Spirit, who knows what's in your highest good and can deliver to you what you need in the appropriate form. In this moment, rather than fighting or being too sure of your way working out, be a little looser and allow for another outcome. Compromise can be the best way forward if you are learning new ways of doing and seeing. Stay aware, curious, and teachable. Take life on life's terms. Your purpose may push you in a direction not on your map. Let it. Be so flexible that no storm can uproot you, and in the end, you will be rooted in the world in abundance. And you will indeed experience the beauty that is yours. We love you so much. Love, Spirit. I feel like I can't leave it there. So, I'm actually being pulled to the magical fairies, and this is out again. You know what? That's fine. I'm not even going to deal with it. I'm going to accept that the incense won't stay lit. Holiday, your desire is within reach. There's an important date that's coming up that is going to transmute a lot of this energy. And it's also something that you have a desire, but the method of getting it is not necessarily the way that you have seen right in front of you. It is not a straight and narrow path. This, like all walks of life, it has pivots, it has downfalls, it has left turns, it has a lot of hidden ways that you can get to something, and you're not meant to see this road in front of you as straight and narrow. You're supposed to see it as something that is up in the air, that is curious, that it has room to grow, that, you know, you can handle whatever life tosses in your general direction. So, my nose is itchy. So there's that. This has been something that has been in transition since the summer months. And I think that this is a point of expansion for you. This is a new opportunity that is being opened up to you. And I think that it is a complete left turn, something that you couldn't anticipate. And I think that this is going to involve you admitting your anxieties about it. because you can't control it. You can't I guess you can't predict it. You can't predict exactly how this is going to fall into your lap. And I genuinely feel like this is going to just be presented to you almost as if it's falling into your lap. So this is saying it's closer than you realize. Your spirit is telling you to be open to new ideas of how something can come your way. Let go of this direct path. Let yourself go on a journey with this. Let yourself have these pit stops with it. And know that as you surrender to this path and this journey and these hurdles, challenges, gifts, you're going to get so much more out of the experience than if it had been this one straight and narrow path. This is going to add so much flavor, and it's going to add so much more range to what's going on. I really, really, really hope that all that came together as well, carefully as possible. I'll talk to you soon.